wrong brush. Also pulls hair here where the attachment connects to the hairdryer itself. But at some point I accidentally touched this stick, which gets really hot, and I like it. And I'll give you some pros and cons for the two attachments. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we will talk about the Dyson Airwrap again, and we will compare two attachments. We will look at the round volumizing brush and at the flat smoothing brush. Like I promised you in my previous video, if you watched the one on the 20mm barrel attachment, I'm gonna do this part 2 of the Dyson Airwrap comparing these two brushes, and then I'm gonna do a separate video comparing the other curling barrels, the 30mm and the 40mm. I'll probably film it next week. And that covers pretty much all the Dyson Airwrap attachments. I'm pretty sure you've seen the hairdryer itself in my previous videos, and the only other attachment that it has is basically a flat brush like this without these pink tips. And that one I think is more suited for fine hair, so it's not one I prefer. But let me know if you'd like me to do a review of that one as well. Before we get started, a couple of words about the Dyson Airwrap, and I want to make a quick disclaimer. So I bought my Dyson Airwrap in 2019, in December, so it's been more than 3 years now. And they did release another one last year, and there are a couple of small changes. For example, on the hairdryer there is also a hide fly away functionality. On the curling barrels, now you don't have to have two of them for the right and for the left hand side of your head, because you have a simple lever at the top of the curling barrels to change the direction of the airflow. Now, talking about the Dyson Airwrap itself, as I said, it's been around for over 3 years now, so I'm pretty sure most of you know it very well. But if you don't, it is basically a hairstyling tool that has several attachments, and its main thing is that it's using the Quanda effect to style your hair and not extreme heat. So it measures your hair temperature several times during the styling, and it adapts it according to your hair temperature. It adapts its own heat according to your hair temperature for less damage. The tool itself, it has a couple of buttons. It has the on-off button, and if you press the on button even higher, you get a cool shot. So now it's on, and now it's cold air. And it has 3 airflow settings and 3 temperature settings, low, medium and high. And I always use it for my hair type and for my hair length. I always use it on the highest airflow and on the highest temperature setting. And here at the back, it has another lever which helps you change the attachment. So basically, to put on an attachment, you just press it in, and in order to remove it, you put down this small button and you can remove it. And one other thing I wanted to say, for those of you that have had your Dyson Airwrap for a while, if you ever get a red light here at the bottom, it means that you should clean the filter. I actually thought that there was a problem with the plug, and then I even wrote Dyson, but it had already been over 2 years since I purchased it, so it was out of warranty. And then I finally decided to check on YouTube and on Google what the problem was, and basically you can easily remove this filter. So you have actually a small brush in your box, in your Dyson Airwrap box, to clean it as like a first round, and then you can simply remove this and clean the filter, like wash it and let it air dry, and it works just fine. Okay, so as I said, today we will compare the round volumizing brush. We will use this on the left hand side with the smoothing brush that we will use on the right hand side. And as always, again, we will do this in sections. I just want to mention, I'm gonna film probably at the end of this video the final update on my hair journey, and I'm not sure if that video will go up before this one or after, but basically I had a bad experience coloring my hair, dyeing my hair, where I showed them a super blonde picture and they dyed my hair dark brown. So I basically ended up bleaching my hair 3 times in like 3 weeks to get back to my blonde hair, and that is why I have a few more products than usually in my hair. So nowadays I actually do the Olaplex #3, the bonding treatment once a week, especially when I'm at home, maybe a little bit less rarely if I'm traveling. And then I also do Olaplex #8, the bonding mask instead of the bonding conditioner to give my hair more moisture, again also once a week. And after I get out of the shower, I put the Olaplex #6, the leave-in treatment, on top of the usual routine, which is the Bouncier leave-in conditioner. And then at the end, as always, and we will also do it at the end of this treatment, the Olaplex #7, the bonding oil. So that's it, that's all I have in my hair. And like I said, we will do this in section. I will part my hair in the middle, which I never do, but for the purpose of this video, I think it makes the most sense so that you can see the two sides one to one. And yeah, I think we can get started. Let's section the hair. I think we will do 3 sections on each side. And by the way, I just want to mention that whenever I use the Dyson Airwrap and really any like wet hair styling tool, I like to let my hair sit after I wash my hair for about 20 to 30 minutes, because that way you kind of like do the hairstyling on damp hair, not on soaking wet hair, so it is not as damaging. Since I am gonna make comments later on how much hair these different attachments pull, I want to just make sure they are clean to begin with and show you that they are clean. You see there's no hair on them, just so that you can see that there is a difference between the two attachments when it comes to hair pulling. But yeah, I would say we start on the left side, so we start with the volumizing brush. And you will see a couple of things maybe before I get started. So I use about, I don't know, 1 to 2 centimeter sections, about this much. I always try to dry the hair in both directions to make sure that the air hits all the sides of the hair. And then for the ends, I like to do them inward. So I will do the same on both sides, but that is up to your own preference. So you can do whatever you prefer. And you will see, I think I do maybe 10 to 15 passes per strand of hair, maybe at the top a little bit less once the hair gets more dry. But I will let you know, I will try to count and let you guys know. So that was 10 passes, and you see the hair is already dry. So once the hair is dry, there is no need to go any further. And you will hear me saying a lot this thing about this attachment. The only thing that I don't like is the fact that it pulls so much hair. Just look at this. Look at all this hair. I hope the camera is picking it. And this is just the first strand of hair that we've done. And one other thing I want to mention, if while you dry your hair you feel like the hair is getting hot, or like the air is getting too hot but the hair is not dry enough, you can always decrease the temperature and keep going until the hair is dry. If you don't go until the hair is dry, basically the hairstyle will not stay, it will not stay locked in place. The first half section done, so now we are gonna change the attachment and switch to the right side with the smoothing brush. I just want to show you guys, now that we finished the first section, look how much hair is collected here. Like literally the brush is full of hair. I'm not sure if the camera is picking it. I'm gonna try to come closer. Like you saw how much I cleaned and there's still lots of hair on it. And on the other one, if you look at it closely, you cannot see any hair. I think I see one peeking through here, but yeah. That's one of the biggest differences between these two brushes for me, for sure. If you've seen any of my other hair videos, this will not come as a surprise to you. After the first section, I always like to work in half sections. So what we're gonna do is we will put the hair towards the right side. And for the second section, we will only let half of the hair down the one on the left side. I'll take my tangle teaser, my wet detangler, to brush through the hair just before we start styling it, since when I do the sections I do usually kind of like a messy situation, to avoid even more hair pulling, especially on the side with the round volumizing brush. Another thing that I want to show you as we are done with the second section on the left hand side, another reason why this attachment is not my favorite is, as you can see, it also pulls hair here where the attachment connects to the hairdryer itself. And yeah, as last time, all this hair and more has been pulled with this brush. That's the second section done. So for the third section, I'm gonna part my hair in the middle. Last section for the round volumizing brush. Oops, wrong brush. Okay, that is the last section on the left side done. One other thing I want to say, I think you will not have cut this, since it was in, like, I'm sure I will do double speed while drying, but at some point I accidentally touched this tip, which gets really hot, and I like made a very sudden movement with my hand. And yeah, once again you can see all the hair that collects on it. It's, yeah, probably the thing that I like the least about this attachment. But one other thing I wanted to say was that I like at the end of each section, so once I'm done with the section, to just take slightly like wider portions of hair and go through them with a brush once again, just to make sure it gets a little bit more even and you don't have that like separation, since you work in both sections initially. To have a more, just a cohesive hairstyle. And anyway, once we are done, we will let both sections cool down, because I think that you see the best results when you style hair after you let it rest for like at least 5 minutes. Then we will take a final look at which side we like best, and also just some pros and cons of the two attachments. But first, let's finish the right hand side. Now both sides are done. We will just let the hair rest for a couple of minutes, and then we'll come back. We'll put some Olaplex number 7, some bonding oil, and we'll look at which side we like better, and I'll give you some pros and cons for the two attachments. Okay, so the hair settled down a bit, so we can go in with our Olaplex number 7 bonding oil. Don't forget, very important, after every wash. I like to do it on dry hair, but if you prefer it on wet hair, you can also do it on wet hair. Put some oil on your ends to give them some hydration, because the ends tend to be the driest part of our hair. So now let's talk about the two sides. I actually asked Hur, because he was not here while I was filming, which side does he think is which of the brushes, but he said he doesn't know what each of the brushes is supposed to do. But for him, this side had more volume than this side, although this is the side with the volumizing brush. And he said that he likes the left-hand side better, the one with less volume. I personally like the right-hand side better because, I mean, I wish you could feel through YouTube. And he actually agreed. So this side is actually much smoother, like the hair is much silkier, it's not as rough as on the left side. So let's talk pros and cons. I'm going to remove the smoothing brush as well. So there were a couple of things that I talked about and I just want to summarize them. So overall, for me, the smoothing brush is better for my hair type and for the hairstyles that I like. And there are a couple of reasons why. The first one is that I already showed you several times, this one pulls so much hair and it gets really hot here, and it even pulls hair somewhere around here and where it connects to the main device. And finally, although it does a good job, like both sides look good, I feel like the style lasts longer on the right side, so with the smoothing brush. And also, as I said, the hair is much silkier, it feels just much healthier. When it comes to this attachment, as I said, I really like it. I feel like it doesn't pull as much hair. It does get hot, but you just never touch this end of the attachment. And yeah, the hair is very, very smooth and the style lasts much, much longer. And with that, I would really love to hear from you guys if you've used any of these attachments, if you've used the other smoothing brush, the one without the pink dots, if that's what you like. Let me know down in the comments. Also, if you have any questions, I would be more than happy to answer them. Also, like I said earlier, I've already done a video on the 20mm barrels, the new ones that Dyson released. And next week, I hope I will film the 30 versus 40mm barrels, curling barrels. But let me know if there are any other hair videos that you would like me to film. And with that, I would like to thank you very much for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and if you would like to see more Dyson Airwrap videos. And we will see you guys very soon with a new video. Bye!